As you grow old, mama, don't despair, for your favorite son is here, and for you I will always care, every day, every month of the year. So as you grow old, mama, don't despair, for Qshan Deya will be always here, and for you I will always care, every day, every month of the year, mama. Well, this is the voice of Qshan Deya, and when I'm in New York, I tune into Urban Sound Station TV. Lock it, and remember, touch not your dial. Qshan Deya said so. Blessed love. Urban Station, turn up. Turn up. Holy Emmanuel, King Celestia, show. Rest upon high. Oh, yeah. Should I give faith in you? Sure! When I say Qshan, you say Deya. Qshan. Qshan. When I say Dr.Cornel, you say crew. Dr.Cornel. Dr.Cornel. When I say reggae culture, you say salute. Reggae culture. Reggae culture. Whoa, yeah.
Now I gotta give him some love. Like, go ahead, brother. What do you think? You breaking them in? All right, come on.
We're here with Bernard Hopkins today, a living legend. One of the first questions I want to ask you is, a lot of people may have heard of your story, but they don't hear the full story. So where you came from.
Right. Well, a lot of people, they hear it. A lot of people know about it. They heard bits and pieces. But I think at the right time and the right place, I think they will get the whole A to Z, you know, life and story and struggle and adversity and victory when Bernard Hopkins finally put that book out and that movie. I think at the end of the day, I think that people have a sense of what I overcame and what I became. But I think that in time, everything will reveal himself where people will be like, oh, okay, I didn't know this, but I know that. So you're absolutely right. But I think it's a good thing from my perspective, because when it's all said and done, I think people are always going to be skeptics about everything that comes out when it comes out.
Okay, my question for you. You're a promoter now, so I've read and I've heard.
Yes,
in the promotion.
Golden Boy Promotion.
Golden Boy Promotions. A lot of people don't get to hear about the promotional side of boxing. They just see individuals in the ring fighting. What type of adversities have you had to overcome, you know, being a promoter now in the boxing game? Because for years it's been controlled by, you know, several top promoters. We don't have to name names. We know who they are.
Right.
But
right.
You know, how did that come about? And you know, what type of adversity have you faced so far?
Well, anytime you come from a place or a background, especially boxing, And then the history of boxers, we don't have a good look when it comes to being educated. And when you don't have a good look on the sport as being educated, you always going to be challenged. Even if you know more than the next guy, you're still under that umbrella as a fighter. And so corporate America and the average person, most of them don't take shots to be, you know, putting you out there. It's just a lot of bad decisions, a lot of bad investments, and everybody's characterized as those people who might have done that. But at the end of the day, it's always a challenge because they don't want, powers to be don't want athletes or boxers to become as smart as they are. So when you have somebody that's smart and you're not so smart, to me, you are modern day slavery. So because you are being dictated to, and when you're being dictated to and you can't and don't have knowledge to be able to rebuttal or even be able to question, then to me you are a person that can be led anywhere and not understand that that's the worst place to be led, and that's not best for your interests. So education is very important. Knowing what you do in your job, in your business is very important. The NBA has a voice, that's why they have a lockout. The NFL have a voice, that's why they had a lockout. Boxing is the only sport that's individually represented by the individual people, managers, promoters, and boxers. So there's no union, only within yourself to be strong and courage to be able to fight for the things that you believe that need to be fought for. And that's what I've been about. Now, you're hated by some, loved by others, but that's what's great about being different. If everybody love you, that means that you ain't doing the right thing most of the time. So the balance has always been, if they love you, someone will always hate you. If they like you, somebody always will dislike you. So
can't please everybody.
No, I just hope more people that like me is on my side than the other side. But other than that, no, you can't. You got to do you. You got to do what you got to do and do what's right. As long as you're doing what's right, there's people who are going to like it and some people is not going to like it.
Dr. West, hi, I'm Selena Hill with the Urban Sound Station TV, which is on public access. I'm standing with Dr. West. Tell us again, one more time, what is the power of this movement here? What is the power that Goldman Sachs, this trial against Goldman Sachs have for the people?
I think if you look in the eyes, hearts, and souls of Sister Cliftonia, Sister Agnes, their eloquent words, their witness, connected with others, is a stronger power than anything Goldman Sachs can offer.
And then tell us again, you know, you were directly affected. Tell us how this trial is in any way inspiring for your struggle that you're going through now.
It's very inspiring for me in that I've never been a part of anything like this before, but my ancestors have. In the 60s when they marched and they demonstrated in their movement, I stand on the shoulders of my ancestors. And so it's not that I should lay back and just enjoy what they did for me, but I need to do what I need to do for those coming behind me. That is so true.
We really must recognize and remember the people that did the struggle the first time, and what they gave their lives for us to be able to do what we're doing now. And if we are here now, it's because of them. If we have the power to vote, it's because of them. And they are in their graves. Let us not have them turn over on their graves because they're ashamed of us. Let them be proud of us that we're standing here together in unity, fighting for that cause that they gave us, that freedom and that justice.
And we are all standing here together in unity. Finally, you know, more minorities, African Americans and Latinos are coming out in droves. Are you surprised in any way, Dr. West, that we weren't initially in here and participating, but now we see that, you know, more people are getting involved?
No, I think we have to acknowledge that we still have a lot of Jim Crow Jr. in America, which is de facto racial segregation. And so when the movement began, you had magnificent young brothers and sisters who were disproportionately white brothers and sisters. And many black folks say, well, we got a certain suspicion. Are they serious? Are they going to focus on what we're concerned about? And lo and behold, they have become much more involved.
fight again? And if not, will you train other fighters?
No, I don't want to become a. I'd rather be an advisor. I don't want to become a trainer because I think with the knowledge and the business sense that I've accomplished through my career and have credibility, why would I reduce myself down to be in the gym with a bucket training, which is not a bad thing to give advice, but I can do that with a suit and tie on and also be right there where the checks are written. I don't want to be there when the checks are handed down from 3 or 4 people's hands and then it hit mine as a trainer, because 9 out of 10 is deductions have came out of that. So why not take the knowledge of managing myself for 80% of my career since 1995. I started in 1988. And all the things that I know good and bad and ugly about the boxing business. And my credibility of what I did in the ring brings me in. My experience and my education and still learning keeps me in the race long after my career is over. So to take the knowledge and then wind up in some gym and train a fighter, it would be a disservice to young fighters and me too. I have more to offer than being a trainer, but I will give advice. I will give my opinion. But at the end of the day, I want to be there at HBO's office when Ross Greenberg is writing out that check.
Definitely. And thank you for your time.
Okay.
Living legend Bernard Hopkins,
All right.
you have it here.
Here you go.
Shout out for Urban Sound Station TV. Urban Sound Station TV.
Urban Sound?
Urban Sound Station TV.
Okay.
That's his door.
Yo, okay, this is B-Hop, Urban Sound Studio. What'd you say?
Urban Sound Station TV.
Yo, this is Bernard Hopkins, Urban Sound. Urban Sound TV, right?
Urban Sound Station
Okay.
TV.
This is Bernard Hopkins, Urban Sound Station TV. Right? Urban Sound Station TV.
Hi, my name is Irija. I'm a designer of It's Me, eco-friendly clothing company. I'm here tonight at Brooklyn Museum for Free the Girls. And I want you to pretty much, tell me a little about yourself and what you got from tonight.
Okay, my name is Jaylene Clark. I am one of the producers, original directors, one of the actresses, and one of the playwrights in Renaissance in the Belly of a Killer Whale, which is a play about gentrification in Harlem written by 4 young black women. And in terms of tonight, I'm just really inspired. I feel like this is a great place for black women to go and hear empowering words, especially from icons like Michaela Angela Davis and Miss Beverly Bond. This is amazing, and especially what she was talking about in terms of like the face of activism changing using social media. I actually found out about this through Twitter, and and once I found out about it, then I'm spreading the news. I'm spreading it to other people, and now look at how many people are here. This is amazing, and we're empowering young black women, and it's so incredible. So I really thank them for putting on this event, and I'm looking forward to the next ones.
And so, how can we find out more about what you're doing?
You can feel free to go to our website, harlemkwproject.com. We are also on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and we just really hope we get a lot of support for 4 young black women doing what they love. Ms. Bond talked about knowing that this is something that you have to do, and this is what we have to do. We're speaking about our home, about the gentrification that's going on, and we're doing our own work. This is something we wrote, we're in it, we directed, so that's even more empowering. And being able to be at events like this, speaking to other young black women, empowering them and being empowered by them, it's like a full circle thing, and we're just so blessed.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good in my eye, that
Hi, my name is Irija, founder of ISME, eco-friendly clothing company. High quality fashion, low footprint. We're here with the beautiful Miss Kim Coles. She's gonna tell us about, the Brooklyn Museum tonight and what she got from it and a little bit about herself.
So I am delighted to be here because first of all, I'm from Brooklyn. Second of all, I spent a lot of years in this place coming to learn and grow and play. And I think the last time I was in this building was at least 35 years ago. So that's how long ago for me. So that's number one. So it's significant to be here in this amazing place. It's significant to be having this significant conversation. Also because I don't think this conversation is happening in LA, not like this, not in mass and not with this importance. And so it's really just phenomenal. I enjoyed what the ladies had to say, and I enjoyed watching all the beautiful people come out and share their love and concern for helping the images for young girls and for women in general.
Awesome. And I guess, what was the message that resonated with you most, and how do you feel like you'll share it with the community that you have access to on a daily?
I think the overarching message is self-love and self-acceptance, and I think there really is no one way to combat the negative images. It has to start from within. It has to start from what we teach our girls and teaching them to not buy into the negative images. And that's the hardest part of all. To me, that's where the real revolution is. So you can do all the good in the world, but if we don't start by giving those young girls a healthy sense of self-love and self-respect, then so that they can combat all those images. So that's the message I take with me. And it happens to be the message that I'm speaking about now myself. I have a program called Open the Gifts. You go to openthegifts.com, a little plug. And I've been using comedy and combining comedy and inspiration to do the very same thing that these women are doing today. It's called Gifts for Gratitude, Intention, Forgiveness, Triumphs, and Self-Love. And I think when you work on those principles, you work on the gifts that you have inside of you, the gifts that you share with the universe, the gifts that the universe then shares with you, and the gifts and the lessons, because all the challenges happen, all the lessons happen so that you can get the lesson, get the gift, and move on with your life. So I loved this conversation because it's right up my alley, and it's what I'm doing in addition to Hollywood, and I want to participate in this way. I love this grassroots thing. This is not, there was a stage here, but it's not this big lofty stage that you can't reach out and touch. What happened here tonight was touchable, doable, and this is not a word, but implementable. I made that up.
And that's what it is about. Here's another one, unmessable. And you really just want to be vocal. I think that's what I got tonight, just be vocal. Using the different mediums that we have to get our message out there. And not giving up with it, and not getting overwhelmed with it, just pursuing it.
You do what you can and be consistent with it. Well, one girl at a time. Thank you. And thank you, Urban Sound Station TV, Urban Sound Station TV. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All the best to you guys. Thank you.
Insurrection against banker occupation. This is not my phrase. This is Max Kaiser's phrase. Give him all the props. Max Kaiser, K-E-I-S-E-R. Max Kaiser's been saying this for years, I guess. This is
Max Kaiser been saying. What has he been?
Kaiser has been saying this is the global insurrection against banker occupation. Let that sink in. Global insurrection against banker occupation. What you're seeing in the pig countries, Portugal, Ireland, Iceland, Greece, Spain. What's happening also in Tunisia, Greece, it's all part of the same insurrection against the banksters, against Goldman Sachs, which runs our government, right? Societe Generale and all the German and whatever the European ones, they are part of the European Central Bank. That's a different sphere, but they're all buddy-buddy, right? We're in Geithner's going over to Europe because we have to end up bailing out Sarkozy and Merkel because they can't get their shit together, because it turns out when the Greeks reject austerity, it means that the bankers can't get their debts paid off because their debts are being paid off by sucking out the life of the Greek worker.
So are we against banks or banking policies?
I am for the bank. I am for banking as a financial activity as long as it's, I think, kept in check by a true market that doesn't allow for corruption and greed and buying of government officials who write the rules or buying of bureaucrats who write the regulations, right? I'm for banking. I'm not an anti-capitalist, but I think banking system is a tumor right now, and it needs to be reduced down to more like a utility where it offers credit to people, it offers lines of credit, but it must take collateral. When did we ever stop? When would you ever give a loan to somebody without collateral? You'd be a moron to do that, because if they bailed, it's your loss. But there's a mechanism to protect you. It's called collateral. It was invented a long time ago. These banks decided that they could split the financial atom. They were so clever, they didn't need to be bound by the rules of law and physics and collateral, because they could just borrow and leverage, and the banks would always be bailed out by the Federal Reserve, so they didn't have to obey by the rules of collateral. And that's why that's why the debt value of the derivatives is $700 trillion, when the actual value of the economy is like 10 times less.
I feel absolutely wonderful. It's a beautiful day. The sky is clear, and everybody seems to be focused and jovial.
It's a wonderful atmosphere here today.
Okay, what do you think about the dedication ceremony to Dr. King?
Well, I think it's absolutely phenomenal that they finally took the time to honor this man. He truly is one of America's founding fathers. It's wonderful that they finally took the time to recognize him in this way. And it says something not only about Dr. King himself, but it says something about this nation itself and this nation's current ideals. And I think we ought to stick to them.
I think it's monumental, and for me personally, it's like gives me goosebumps because I was able to vote for a black president, live through seeing this being able to happen, and also as a broadcast major, I'm able to find out the interesting little details that it took to build this. So finally see it, it's like, wow.
So you've been reading about history all this time, and now you're a part of history.
Absolutely. I'm passionate about history, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
And if you have to give America a message, what would that message be today?
Live by his words, do to others as you would have them do to you. Simple as that. Treat people like you want to be treated. Simple as that. And love thy neighbor. That's the number one thing you ought to do. Love thy neighbor, love yourself, respect others.
I think he did a great job, so I agree. And I also would say encourage the younger generations to understand that it's just not a monument. Understand the history behind it, behind the quotes. Just get deeper into it. So when you come on field trips, and yes, show the monument, but explain further than what's in the textbooks.
Okay, and you guys, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from California.
From California?
Yes, sir.
Where in California are you from?
I'm from San Jose, California. I'm from the Bay Area.
Okay.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
You're from Brooklyn, New York?
Yes.
So how did you two guys get together? I mean, California is all the way out west.
Well, we're actually students for Howard University, and we're a part of history. I mean, I love moving to D.C. D.C.'s wonderful.
So you guys are students?
Oh, absolutely.
What are you majoring in?
Broadcast journalism, sir.
Broadcast journalism?
Absolutely.
I'm going to give you this mic in a couple of minutes.
Wonderful.
And,
that'd be wonderful.
Are you a senior or junior?
Well, I'm going to be a senior at the end of the semester.
At Howard University?
That's correct, sir.
That's another black university?
Absolutely. Historically black university, but you know what? Citizen of the world, though.
All right. And you're also majoring in?
Broadcast news. Yes, and I work with WHBC.
Okay, so you guys are the journalists of the future. Absolutely. Well, I'm sure you guys are going to be interviewing me in a couple of years.
Oh, someday.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Soy Alejandra desde Aruba. Un saludo muy especial para mi gente de Colombia querida. Los extraño mucho. Ya.
Nice.
There's Filipino from Aruba on the website. He's like a big daddy.
What's happening? What's happening?
Urban Sound Station
YouTube.
Yeah. Okay.
Greetings, Urban Sound Station from Aruba. The best. So your name?
Wayne.
What's up, Wayne?
So you're enjoying your trip here?
Trip was good. The trip was good.
It's your first time?
First time.
So you're gonna come back next week?
Next week.
Alright, I'm gonna show you some ass.
Alright.
That's tuna. Hey Rafaela, you have to explain what did you put, no?
Oh.
Okay, that's the Island Best tuna. That's white bread, tuna, tomato, lettuce, and pickles. Okay, enjoy it. Good appetite.
Okay.
But you have to say it in your language, like your language.
No.
What? Yeah. Say it in Papimento.
Okay, that's the pan con tuna, pan blanco, tuna, lechuga, tomate, cucumber. Island Best tuna. Enjoy it. Bon appetit.
Say.
Okay, Wak Urban Station, el canal, mi marketing website, www.urbanstation.com. From Filipino, damn it. That's the total cleaning lady. It's Austin.
She likes to have a soup every night.
What type of soup? What kind of soup?
It's something you want.
All right, bye.
Okay.
Bye. See you. You rock.
Empowering them and being empowered by them is it's like a full circle thing, and we're just so blessed.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you very much.